Yeah, you try to be clever. 58 keys. It usually begins with a shot of keyboards, 58 keys. But yesterday, I did a whole new sequence made out of Apple Watch faces because I was certain that Apple's September the 15th, 2020 event would end with me urging you to get an Apple Watch. And it still might, but we're writers, and there's a lot more to say for us. Hello, I'm William Gallagher, and if you are a writer who, like me, relies on Macs and iPhones and iPads, do subscribe to this 58 Keys series because we have so much to talk about. And this time, what we've got to talk about is Apple's latest event, as I'm recording this, the September 2021, which actually, as I record this, that was last night. I'm only interested in writers. Yeah, but Apple obviously aims for everyone, and they said the whole event was about two things. It's not like they lied, but if there were two things, then they came in something like 10 parts, and for us, I think there were two, maybe 2.5, 3, bits that were relevant. The iPad Air, the Apple Watch SE, and all right, go on then, the new fitness thing, if you must. First up, the 2020 iPad Air. Apple actually announced a regular iPad, which starts at £329 or dollars, it's the same figure, and then an iPad Air, which starts at $579. $579 is more than $329. That's the quality of information you're getting from me. But while money, it has to be a factor. We're writers, after all. It's not like we're made of this stuff. It cannot be the only one. If it were, if money were the sole criteria, then you could buy an Android tablet for a tenner. It wouldn't work. You'd never use it. So to my mind, that's £10 thrown away. But I suppose you could tell yourself it's a cost saving. A true saving, to my mind, is spending no more than you have to, but getting a device that works very well for you and works for a long time. The new iPad, it's very good. But the new iPad Air is better. It's much faster, and enough so that this isn't just something that'll show up on some sort of geeky technical specification tests with a stopwatch. It's going to be fast enough that you will feel the difference all the time. Then the new iPad Air also has a bigger screen, 10.9 inches instead of 10.2, and again, sounds small, but you'll be able to tell, and it's a better screen too. Yeah, I might be less fussed about this, but the new iPad Air also has a markedly better camera on the back than even the new iPad. These are things that mean to me that the new iPad Air is right now the better device, clearly, but it will also last you longer than the iPad. Is that worth £250 or dollars more to you? I think yes. I think yes enough that I would actually put off buying an iPad until I had that extra $250 ready. Or how's this? Rather than compare it to the cheaper iPad, compare the new iPad Air to the current 11-inch iPad Pro. It's practically the same screen size, it's 0.1 inches different, but the iPad Pro costs another £200 or dollars, and that gets you a slower machine, really. The 11-inch iPad Pro, it does have even better cameras, and the screen has this thing called Pro Motion, which effectively makes it feel even faster to you as you touch or you draw on it. Okay, I was looking at an 11-inch iPad Pro, and now I am not. Equally, I was looking forward to the new Apple Watch Series 6. I have a Series 4 here, which I adore, and actually, there's nothing in the 6 that really compels me. It does have an always-on feature. You can always read the time on it, whereas mine I have to wait a picosecond while it switches on and Siri tries to listen to me again. I'd like that always on, and that single feature made me want an Apple Watch Series 5 when it introduced the feature last year, but I didn't cave then. I'm not actually any more tempted now. And if I were a writer looking to buy an Apple Watch today, I'd buy the new Apple Watch SE. It's basically a cheaper Apple Watch. It's not the cheapest though. Apple also still sells the Series 3 for $199 and the new SE is $279. But for 80 quid or 80 bucks more, no question, Apple Watch SE is far better value. It has the same larger screen size that came in with my Series 4, and I really felt the difference when I went from an original Apple Watch to this. It was a huge difference in usability, but not even a noticeable difference in the heft and the size of the watch on my wrist. I was looking through all the specs last night, and maybe I just missed something. But in every respect that I am fussed about, the Apple Watch SE is the Apple Watch Series 6. And let me tell you that I am fussed. More than I ever expected to be when I first got a watch. You and I talk on 58 Keys about writing, but we also talk about the business of writing, of how you be a professional writer, and things like notifications, reminders, the calendar, the schedule showing my next Zoom meetings. It's all there on the watch, and I use it all the time. And then there's this. When you send me a text message, I read it on my watch. Every time. I mean, all right, unless I've got the phone actually in my hand at that second, I read it on the watch. And I cannot tell you how convenient that is, most especially when I'm writing. Because, all right, I'll admit this only since it's you. If I'm working and I hear a text come into my phone, I'm writing away, hear the sound, I have to stop to go see what it is. I know, all right, I should really just switch off everything. And actually, often enough, I do. But for the rest of the time, reading the new text for me is turning my wrist and glancing at it. Maybe I then have to do something, and I can reply right on the watch by dictation, for example. But most of the time, it's like I can just nod and get back to writing. And if that is convenient, so is paying for things. I go out now without my wallet because I can pay with my Apple Watch. You should see it's actually in London, particularly when you're going through the tube system. You just wave this through the turnstiles. I'm usually in conversation with somebody running through, barely notice, and I'm in and tap out the other side with it, and it's just incredibly convenient. Must save me a fraction of a picosecond, but it's actually worth it. Love Apple Pay on Apple Watch. Really helps us. Last one of the three things, the three-ish Apple announcements that I think are for writers a bit. Apple has announced AppleOne, which to me sounds like a starship, but is actually a bundle. If you already have, say, Apple Music and you pay extra for iCloud storage, it's possible that you will be able to save some money by moving to an AppleOne bundle when this becomes available sometime later in 2020. I think it's really at best 50-50 whether it works for you. Apple sweetens the deal by including the games thing, Apple Arcade, in every bundle, and I don't care. I'm just no gamer. And Apple also sweetens the deal by including Apple TV Plus in every bundle, and I'm not a lot more fussed. I like what I watch on Apple TV Plus, I just don't watch much on it at all. However, I do subscribe to the family sharing version of Apple Music. In fact, I've got a whole 58 Keys enthusing about that. I'll put a link in the description thingy. And I do actually, I pay for quite a lot extra iCloud storage. And I'm also currently subscribing to Apple News Plus, but I haver over that every month. Could drop it, might not, can't decide, really on the edge. There is an AppleOne bundle that includes it, and I am going to go for that. For me, and the precise combination of Apple services that I already use, I will save about £6 per month. I'll also get for free Apple TV and Apple Arcade. Then there's also this too. This bundle saves me money, but it gets me an extra thing. Apple Fitness Plus. Outside of the bundle, Apple Fitness Plus will cost a tenner a month, and there's no chance I'll pay that. It'd be like a gym membership for me, something that I'd pay for and just never get around to using. But since it's in the bundle, look, it turns out that I'm apparently good at doing things daily. Okay, that's quite a lot actually. Now I'm on day 488 of learning French with Duolingo. Oui. I've been checking my balances every day since about December 2018. Today I read my 344th script of 2020, actually, Edge of Darkness, part 4, Troy Kennedy Martin. Fantastic. And after you and I have spoken, I'm going to spend the next hour on my novel, an hour a day on a novel for the 82nd day in a row. Could I add a little fitness workout to that if it were free in my AppleOne bundle? Or should I just get a social life? If I've worked this out correctly, I think I've just urged you to spend 1,000, but save £6. Well, if it helps, I am sticking with my Apple Watch Series 4. I am eyeing up that new iPad Air, but I'm also aware that Apple Silicon is coming soon-ish, and I want to get a MacBook Pro. That'll be my next big purchase. But my 2015 iPad Pro it's gasping. So it's a race which device I'll need first. And of all of the announcement at Apple's September 2020 event, it's the iPad Air I'm most likely to get. Not true. I am definitely getting the AppleOne bundle. But apart from that, it's the iPad Air that I'm impressed with. That's it for 58 keys this time, except that just for once, I want to tell you what's coming next. I said that Apple announced about 10 different parts to the two things, and one of them was the release of iOS 14 for iPhones and iPadOS 14 for iPads. As I speak to you, those are due out today, but they haven't dropped yet. Don't ever install either on the first day. Wait about, a week. And if you do wait a week-ish, I'll then want to show you what benefits I believe iOS 14 has for us as writers on the next 58 keys. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, okay? And I'll see you soon.